It's Conduit News Radio with Paul Harrell.
You know, I got to tell you, William Barr, okay? William Barr was in front of Congress yesterday. He was supposed to be talking about budgetary matters, but that didn't really seem to happen. More people just wanted to talk about Robert Mueller. I thought that was pretty funny, especially when did you see where he said that he's investigating the investigators leading up to the FISA and the FISA abuse and everything that we know about now that's pretty much out there. I can't imagine the look on William Barr's face when he, first got to the job and started analyzing everything that went on before he got there. I mean, it's just incredible. He's saying that the 4-page summary is the bottom line, and Mueller and his team decided they didn't want to see it. They trusted William Barr to summarize what the report said, saying the report's going to be out. It's going to say exactly what the letter says. So all of this stuff, the cover-up, it's now a William Barr cover-up if you're a leftist. They think somehow that he's covering up for the president, and now they're going to go after his tax returns, and it's just going to get worse and worse and worse. But, hey, I got news for you. We have right now an exclusive on the phone. I want to introduce you to an author. He's the author of the Mueller report, the complete and final findings against President Donald J. Trump. His name is Kevin Pryslak. Kevin, welcome, sir. How are you this morning?
I'm good. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely, sir. So the author of the Mueller report, this book, what can you tell us? What led up to you writing this particular piece of literature?
Well, I was completely fascinated by the whole endeavor of what was going on in reference to the Russia investigation and the Mueller report. So I did long, extensive months worth of research, and I was able to actually get my hands on the report, and therefore I was able to condense it to 262 pages. I left out some pages simply because it had top secret government information, and unlike Adam Schiff, I believed it was my duty as an American to keep that private.
I like it. So we've been going over that. Now, first of all, people can get your book, The Mueller Report, The Complete and Final Findings Against President Donald J. Trump. The book is what? How many words is it? 1,064. Is that right?
Yes, approximately. Well, definitely 1,064 words, but they're very well thought out words. It's not just words on a page. It took a long time to come up with those words.
A long time. How many blank pages are in this book?
Approximately 245.
So the Mueller report, the complete and final findings against President Donald J. Trump, there's 200 plus pages that are just blank, huh?
Yeah, that's absolutely correct. I mean, after doing exhaustive research, we discovered that there was just nothing there. So our findings were no obstruction, no collusion, and fake news.
I really appreciate, Kevin, the humor behind this and why you decided to do this. I mean, and I think this book, let me ask you this, is this book, just kind of out of the frustration that I think a lot of Americans have felt over the last 2 years? It seems like instead of just accepting the will of the American people, we have, bad actors who just wanted to try to nullify the 2016 election results.
Yeah, no, it was out of frustration, and to make matters worse, you try and put out a humor book, which is, typically what I do, and Amazon didn't find it too funny, and they suppressed my account. So the only place you could actually get this book is bnn.com. So bnn.com is the only place that you could actually get the Mueller report.
Wow, really? So Amazon won't even allow you to put it. That's incredible. Even though it's satire, that's ridiculous.
Yes, I let it be known that it was satire. It was mostly blank pages. It was a humor book, and that wasn't good enough for them. So they suppressed my account. They won't sell my book, and so it's time to make bnn.com great again.
So I'm not able to actually hear the website that you're saying. So can you spell that out for us?
bn.com, like Barnes and Noble.
Okay, yeah, bn.com. Okay, I got you.
Yeah.
Okay, so
I apologize.
No problem. No, so B is in the boy and N is in Noble. bn.com.
Yeah.
So that's where you can get this. So go search for it there. Don't go to your normal Amazon because you're not going to find it. We're talking with Kevin Pryslak. He's the author of the Mueller report, the complete and final findings against President Donald J. Trump. Of course, most of the book has blank pages, but but you need to check it out anyway, because
all your liberal friends will love it.
Yeah. Put it on the coffee table. It's like if there's ever a coffee table book that is like, a troll trap, like you're literally trolling potential guests in your house. This would be good, right?
Oh, absolutely. Maybe you could get a liberal to laugh.
Oh, man. Wouldn't that be great? Wouldn't that be great? Let me ask you this, Kevin. You have a lot of liberal friends?
Oh, tons.
So
my wife is a liberal.
Okay. Well, so what does she think about all this? Is she seeing the light at all, or is she still, buying the CNN propaganda?
Well, she now is an avid Fox News watcher. She was a Rachel Maddow watcher, and she has decided, since she believes that Rachel Maddow has committed a fraud against this country, that it's time for her to see the other side, and now she's immersed herself in the FISA abuse and the abuse of power by the government of the United States.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's really good. I think there's a lot of people like that. A lot of people who maybe, consider themselves left of center, but when they realize they've been misled and outright deceived intentionally, a lot of people are coming around. And I've heard that for a while. And, then you got that report out from the Grand Rapids, Michigan rally where President Trump was. And now it's just a report, but according to the Trump campaign, they said they were checking people's phone numbers at the door, and that 34% of the people at that Grand Rapids, Michigan rally were Democrats. I mean, if that's true, that's huge news.
Yeah, they have one of the best data teams around. That's what won them the last election, was the ability to be able to not only get data but use it. Something that the Hillary campaign was unable to do. Especially, you would think that the Hillary Clinton campaign would be very good with data, except we now know that every form of data they had actually got breached. So I believe that number that was given probably by Brian Pascali, if that's how you pronounce his name,
yeah.
I think that a lot more people are pro-Trump than you think, and a lot more people are more embarrassed to tell people that they're pro-Trump than you think, probably times 4 or 5. Mm-hmm. So I think you're going to see Trump's definitely going to win Michigan. I think he's going to, clean house. I also think that William Barr is going to clean house. So I think you might see a couple people sharing a jail cell. Michael Cohen, obviously, is going to jail. I have a strong suspicion that Brennan, Comey, Clapper, and McCabe might be joining him, but we shall see.
Yeah. I was talking, matter of fact, I mean, that's not the last, you're not the first person to tell me that. We were talking with Arkansas Congressman Rick Crawford, who I don't know if he said they're going to jail, but he definitely listed them and went over the DOJ bad actors on the program on Friday. And he's on the House Intelligence Committee with Devin Nunes, and of course now, unfortunately, the Adam Schiff. But I mean, if you start going through the list, you mentioned Comey, you mentioned Brennan, you mentioned Clapper, and then you McCabe. I actually think that if I had to pick which one was more likely to go away or to be perp walked, honestly, I'm going with Brennan, just because of his CNN presence and everything else. He was the most vocal, calling the president a traitor, and the fact that it was Brennan calling him a traitor, and that's projection and deflection. He's just projecting the very thing that he's probably guilty of. I got a feeling that it might be Brennan first, but that's just my opinion.
I think it's I actually think it's Clapper. I think Brennan's MSNBC. I think Clapper's the one that leaked to CNN. I think he's a CNN contributor. I think he's the one that leaked that meeting with Trump and Comey at Trump Tower to CNN. I think they know who these leakers are, and I think that they're gonna You know who else I think they might have on leaking? I'm not 100% sure, but I think they might have Adam Schiff on leaking.
Interesting.
Somebody leaked. So while Don Jr. was giving testimony behind closed doors, CNN was getting regular updates, and they say that Schiff was constantly leaving the room while Don Jr. was testifying. That's not a conspiracy theory. Everybody knows that. That's why they call him Shifty Schiff.
Mm-hmm.
Is because people think that he's a leaker. So we'll see. But I think the first one's going to be Clapper. I think Comey. I read some reports last night that Comey's memos actually had like top level classified information in it, and that's a problem.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. Well, Comey seems to be the most nervous with his cryptic tweets of him walking in redwood forests, having some guy take pictures of him, and he's just like so many questions. He's very interesting, and a lot of people, myself included, a long time ago, I thought James Comey was a good guy. Give him the benefit of the doubt. That is clearly not the case now. James Comey's in it for James Comey. I think everybody knows that now, and he's not a Boy Scout, and I think he's the opposite of a Boy Scout. And
so
go ahead.
So the next time you have somebody on from Congress, I'd like to know this answer. So a lot of people don't know this, but congressmen aren't allowed to write. Senators could write books, but congressmen are not allowed to profit from an advance on books, but they can receive royalties on a real advance of books. However, those books have to go through an enormous amount of scrutiny. What I want to know is how Andrew McCabe and James Comey's book got through a legal read. I would like to know who at the Department of Justice read that book and approved those books for publication. Andrew McCabe, I'll give you a perfect example, right? It's a little inside knowledge in the publishing world that a lot of people don't know about. But the way around a lot of these loopholes is Andrew McCabe, for example, right? I don't think he discussed the 25th Amendment in his book, but he did discuss it on 60 Minutes. And once that 60 Minutes piece aired, and people saw that, Rod Rosenstein had talked about the 25th Amendment.
Yeah.
As soon as somebody at the Department of Justice saw that, somebody contacted Andrew McCabe or Andrew McCabe's publisher, and see how quickly Andrew McCabe came back and said they misinterpreted what I said. It's because he wasn't allowed to say it. What he did to get around the text in his book, that it wasn't in there, was he went on television and said it. That's how they get around the classified information. I want you to think about this, right? He was talking about the Gang of Eight information. Like, he was talking about conversations he had with the Gang of Eight. The Gang of Eight is the most highly classified, people in all of government. So any conversations you have with the Gang of Eight have to stay with the Gang of Eight. So he was talking about conversations he had with everyone in the Gang of Eight.
Wow.
On television, right? But the Gang of Eight weren't even allowed to confirm the fact that he told them that because it's highly classified information. How does Andrew McCabe get away with that?
Yeah, and continue, like you said, continue to profit off of the book as well. That's extremely valuable information. That's fascinating. We're talking.
That's what they do.
We're talking with Kevin Pryslak. Okay, he's an author, and the book is a satirical book called The Mueller Report, The Complete and Final Findings Against President Donald Trump. You can't find it on Amazon because Amazon doesn't like his book. So you have to go to Barnes & Noble to get it. Go to bn.com to search for this book. Again, his name is Kevin Pryslak. You can spell that Pryslak. And Kevin, it's been a great conversation, sir. I wish you the best, and I thank you so much for your thoughts this morning.
Thank you so much, and have a great day.
You too.